We're going to talk about merges, including dragon flowers, and also getting to that point. We're going to actually we're going to get real into it. The strength that it provides and how to get to that strength, what it takes to really get to that. And by that I do mean cost. First, let's talk about the strength of merging. What does it really get you? So, from a +0 unit all the way to a +10 unit, the difference is +4 to all stats. That's HP, attack, speed, def, and res. Now, instead of just telling you +8 to all stats is crazy, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to illustrate it. We're going to take Unit A with these stats and this BST. BST means base stat total. It's a term often used to just quickly describe kind of like the range of a unit's strength. That's Unit A. Unit B is the same exact unit, but he's maximum merge and maximum dragonflower. He has +8 all stats. And here you can see their comparisons of stats. Now this is what we're going to do. We're going to engage them in combat with each other. You might think +8 all stats, it's not a big deal, right? That's like you deal 8 more damage, you know? No, it's not that simple. It's far from it. So these two units get into a fight with each other. We could say they attack at the same time. Just at same time, not like taking turns like in the game, but same time. Although honestly, that doesn't matter. We don't even need to pretend that. If it was a closer matchup, I think that would be the most fair way to do it. But this isn't even a close matchup, so we can just say Unit A attacks first. It doesn't matter. It does not fucking matter. Unit A deals 17 damage to Unit B one time. Unit B has 31 HP remaining. Now, Unit B deals 33 damage to Unit A twice. Unit A dies, having took a total of 66 damage for an overkill amount of 26 damage. So that there was 26 excess damage. That's a vanilla setup. Now, if you add a very common ability, or commonly used ability, I should say, it's not terribly common of an ability, but these people have this ability. We'll get more into that later and the amount of money these people spend on their units. We'll get into that pretty soon. So we just went over the vanilla skill setup. This is now the repel setup. Repel gives you percentage damage reduction that relies on having more speed than the opponent. It caps out at 40% damage reduction if you have 10 or more speed over your opponent. In this case, Unit B only has 8 more speed than the foe, Unit A. That still provides a 32% damage reduction. So now the stats change just a little bit. Unit A is now only dealing 12 damage to Unit B, still once, of course. Unit B now has 36 remaining health. And then, of course, we go back to Unit B dealing 33 damage to Unit A twice. They both have repel, but only one unit is getting benefit from it because one of these units is a +30 and the other is a +0. Now, here's some fun facts about this fight. All of this assumes there's no special being used. This is actually to benefit Unit A, even though Unit A is already losing by a landslide. If there were specials involved, Unit B just wins even harder. And in a real game, of course, specials will be involved. Unit A is only hitting once. Unit B is hitting twice. It's very simple, even just looking at it in that regard. So Unit B is the only one that even would be activating specials. But even still, Unit B has more stats to work with to empower whatever special they picked. Fun fact number 2. If Unit B was completely unable to counterattack, just totally unable to fight back, just a target dummy, it would take Unit A 4 combats to kill Unit B. And that's exact lethal, no overkill damage. Now, in that amount of time, if Unit B was able to counterattack, Unit B would deal 264 damage to Unit A in those 4 combats. That's almost 7 of Unit A's entire health pool. 7 of them. Now, even if we take away not just repel, since that only benefits Unit B, if we take away not just that, but also the entire speed mechanic from the game, which also only benefits Unit B, the difference in their swing to swing comparison is 1 damage short of Unit B swinging for twice the amount of Unit A. So even taking out everything involving speed, it is still a landslide victory for Unit B. This is only, quote unquote, only +8 to all stats. Now, hopefully, this gives you a different take on what that really means. And that being said, let's now talk about what it takes to buy that kind of strength. When you summon units in this game, you are given what we call a summon wheel. This wheel will have 5 summon slots that have their color randomly chosen between 4 colors: red, blue, green, and gray. Now, any given unit is assigned one of these 4 colors. Now, if you are trying to summon a specific unit, you are best off waiting for a banner where that unit is on what they call focus for the summoning. Now, what that means is there's a 3% chance that when you summon a unit on that color, that you will get the unit that's on focus. Let's say you're looking for a Hector. It was a Brave Hector, right? He's a blue unit. One of those blue slots will have a 3% chance to be Hector. There's also a separate 3% chance that when you summon a 5-star rarity blue unit, it will be a different 5-star blue unit, not Hector, but a different one, and this will reset your pity rate. Now, when you pull up a wheel, you still have to, even if you don't want, if let's say we're looking for Hector, the most efficient way for us to get him is to only summon blue slots, and we do not waste orbs on other colors. Now, that being said, if we get a wheel that has no blue slots, we still have to waste 5 orbs, summoning a minimum of 1 unit before we can get rid of that wheel. Now, because of this, this is our setup. When we pull up a wheel, there's a 23.73% chance that there are 0 blue units. There is a 39.55% chance that there will be 1 blue unit. There is a 26.37% chance that there will be 2 blue units. There is an 8.79% chance that there will be 3 blue units. There is a 1.46% chance that there will be 4 blue units. And there is a 0.1% chance that there will be 5 blue units. Now, when you summon in a wheel, the first summon is always 5 orbs. The next 3 summons are always 4 orbs, and the last one is 3 orbs. That means, in order, the total cost of these wheels, if we just summon all these blue units, is for 1 unit, it's 5 orbs. For 2 units, it's 9 orbs. For 3 units, it's 13 orbs. For 4 units, it's 17 orbs. For 5 units, it is 20 orbs. Now, to cut to the end of the math, this means if we are target summoning only blue units, because we are looking for Hector on a focus banner, we will spend an average of 6.9482 orbs per wheel. We will also get an average of 1.25 blue units per wheel. Overall, what this means is that the average orb cost of each blue unit we summon is 5.55856 orbs. Now, at a 3% chance to summon Hector, that means we need an expected amount of 34 blue unit summons per Hector. That means it takes an expected 188.99104 orbs per Hector summon. We'll just call it 185 just because. Now, if you look at the shop, the best ratio of dollar to orbs, or orbs to dollar, whatever, is this one here. This is a ratio of $1 for 1.925 orbs. This means that per Hector, you were looking at $96. Now remember, you need 11 Hectors. One is the base, and then 10 more for each merge count. So you need 11 Hectors. So the amount of orbs required for a plus 10 Hector is 2,035. And that means the amount of dollars required for a plus 10 Hector is 1,057. And this is just what you're seeing. These are just the units that you are seeing. Now think about whenever a map comes out, and oh look, this is a map where both teams are parallel to each other at the start of the game. You know who would be good here? Loki. Maybe one of the best units, maybe the best unit in a map like that. And what do you know? All these people with a plus 10 Loki suddenly show up, right? Where did that come from? Loki hasn't even been on focus for a long time. Like, these people just have plus 10 units sitting on the bench waiting for their moment. I think that's crazy. I think that's insane. You see a team of 5 units that are plus 10. That's just what they're using. If they have 5 units that are plus 10, you know damn well they have other units that were good a year ago, 2 years ago, etc., etc. All these units that were good used to be good. New units that come out that are now the new good, you know, they spent all that money. I have the math right here. Each unit costs that. Go ahead, go play free to play. Tell me how long it takes you to get 185 orbs. That's just for one copy of the unit. Now tell me how long it takes you to get 2,035 orbs. I can promise you I've never even had that many before. I think the most I've had was like maybe 300 something. And they have many more plus 10 units that you don't see in whatever moment you're living in, where you see their current active plus 10 units. Not to mention, the next banner comes out. Oh, this unit's really strong. And then you enter a match, right? How many times have I seen, the Crom banner came? The Crom banner was out for a couple hours. And I've seen people with plus 10 Croms in those Summoner Duel games. That's insane. Even just calculating how long it would take to physically summon all those units and get a plus 10 Hector, get a plus 10 Crom, I feel like that alone would take a while more than the amount of hours that banner was out. You know what I mean? But I mean, I guess I'm wrong, right? Because but they wasted no time. Banner came out. Let's throw $2,000 at this game. Let's get that plus 10 Crom, throw them on a team, enter the fucking arena. And that's the kind of people that are playing this game. Which does beg the question, who is this video for? Honestly, I think it's for myself. I'm quite certain I'm talking to myself. And I guess in reality, I just want to document my frustration. Maybe somewhere there's someone who shares my frustration and is interested in actually looking at the numbers. Here they are. Here they are. And it does confirm to me that I need to just find a different game to play. I can't afford this game. It's very simple. And I understand a lot of people can, This is why I consider it cheating when I go against people with teams that are all plus 30. Because look at Unit A, look at my scenario of Unit A versus Unit B. It's it's asinine how much stronger the units are when they're pay to win. I consider it cheating. How does anyone not? Just because it's officially endorsed by the company doesn't change the fact that it's practically an unwinnable advantage. Yes, you can beat some teams that are pay to win, but you had to severely counter matchup them. Especially considering the fact that you can lose a lot of counter matchups that you win, but they have paid too much to lose to it. And so you kind of have to decide what the game is. Is it a strategy game with rampant official cheating? Or is it a bank account competition where repoing your plus 30 unit into the enemy team is the intended end game strategy? You can't have it both ways. The playing field is not equal. You could make the perfect team, the best team, perfect design. It loses to itself 10 out of 10 times if it's against itself, but plus 30'd. If it's plus 0, it goes against itself plus 30, it loses 100% of the time. It cannot win. And so my question is, and the one you have to ask is, what is the intended baseline point of view for the game? Is the baseline point of view the plus 0 players, and we just have to deal with plus 30s getting free wins and just whatever, move on to the next game? Or are the plus 30 players the intended baseline viewpoint of the game, and all the poor players don't deserve to win and shouldn't be playing the game? Which one is it? It's one or the other. There's no room or possibility for an alternate answer. And you really had to ask yourself this: is this the game that you should be playing?